Of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. The phone lines are open. Call in with your questions and comments at 220-9788. That's 220-WSTU. It's time for Stuart Laser Talk with your host, Dr. Tred J. Rizacker.
I'm 5'10" and 242 pounds.
I always say this is the biggest I'm ever going to be, and I said that like 20 pounds ago.
A third of Americans are obese, another third is overweight.
Obesity is the biggest threat to the health, welfare, and future of this country.
I've always been overweight.
I've got diabetes.
Sleep apnea, heart disease.
Everything's hurting now.
It's a lot easier to lose weight than it is to keep weight off.
This is probably going to be the first generation of children who are going to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents.
18% of our children right now are obese.
It's not only health, it's about survival and well-being of the United States as a nation.
You don't crave broccoli, and our generation has grown up craving a Big Mac.
I want to think that there's something better for me.
Unless we're able to control this epidemic, we're going to have an abundance of chronic disease.
All of us have to be part of the solution to reduce obesity.
The weight of the nation is out of control, but we can fix that.
If we don't now take this as a really urgent national priority, we are all going to pay a really serious price.
Obesity will crush the United States in oblivion.
Good morning, Stuart, Florida. Good morning, Treasure Coast, and good morning to the rest of the world. My name is Dr. Tred Rizacker. I'm a chiropractor, and I'm the owner, the doctor, and a client at my Slim Body Laser Spa. We're using laser to assist in weight loss every single day, 365 days a year, for almost 10 years now. Located in Stuart, 2311 Southeast Ocean Boulevard. That's right across the street from the Fresh Market at the corner of Monterey Road and East Ocean Boulevard. We can be located there. Our phone number for free consultation is 772-223-5885. Go online. Dr. Tred or Dr. Tred Slim Body or Slim Body Laser Spa. Any one of those keywords will bring up my content. You can see me on my website, Dr. Tred Slim Body Laser Spa. I have videos about the procedure. There's a contact page. Many of the radio shows that I've done in the past are on the podcast page. There's blogs on health, weight loss, tips and techniques about how you can lose weight and feel better and look better quickly. On the video testimonial, there's over 30 testimonial videos on site. We also have a facebook.com/Slim Body Laser Spa account. I have a YouTube account, a Twitter feed, a LinkedIn handle, you name it. I'm out there. You can find us if you're interested in finding out more about the procedure. The internet is the happening place to be. We've also had a Facebook post ad that was very successful this month. We had over 60 people respond to the Facebook post. And basically, it's a $49 discovery day. Click on the coupon. You get a $49 first visit for $49. And you get to see and feel and touch the procedure, see if it's something that you might feel is beneficial for you. And we're still chugging through, churning through those 60 leads. I've had about 10, 15 people have showed up in the last 2 weeks from it, and there's still a bunch more scheduled. So thank you, Facebook, and thank you all of the wonderful people that see us on Facebook. So today I'm going to share my story today. Why I did this, how this happened to me. And, I'm going to make a very blanket statement here, which I think is really true, is for number one, we are definitely Martin County's number one laser body sculpting center. And this is non-invasive, non-surgical laser. This is not cool sculpting. This is not using any kind of device which freezes tissue or burns tissue, such as the Safe Sculpt and Sculpture. All these names, by the way, are not very descriptive of what they are. Cool is there's a big difference between being cool and being frozen, in my opinion. So it should say freeze sculpting, fat freezing, not cool sculpting, because it's fat, it's cold, super cold, and it damages tissue. And that's how the mechanism works, by killing the fat cells. Then your body absorbs it as basically as dead tissue. And that's not something that I think is healthy. The Sculpture, the Safe Sculpt Sculpture procedure uses a hot laser, which is the type of laser you'd use to ablate tissue, to stop bleeding, to cut through bone. And they have this mechanism that straps to your midsection or wherever you want to apply it, and it holds the laser close to the skin. And as it heats up enough to destroy the tissue, to cause it to die underneath the skin, as it gets hot, it cools off real fast. And then it gets hot and it cools off, and it has this cooling thing. So you're not feeling the heat as much on the surface, but the heat is getting deeper into the tissue. And again, it destroys the tissue, and then you absorb it as dead tissue. It's not a healthy process. I don't suggest it in any way. And then, of course, there's the gold standard of liposuction, where you actually have to have anesthesia and holes and openings to suck out fat. And, one of the criticisms that I have right up front about a lot of these procedures are we come to believe that, we have body parts that we don't need. God doesn't make junk. And there's a reason why you have fat cells, and there's a reason why you have a gallbladder, and there's a reason why you have tonsils. And somehow these tissues have become, just take them out. You're having problems with your sore, let's take out the tonsils. Well, that's your first line of defense against viruses and bacteria, is those tonsillar crypts in the back of your throat. Why would you remove them? Your gallbladder, that's another one. As soon as it becomes tight or tense or it starts to get swollen, let's take it out instead of helping someone with food and eating better. Same thing with your appendix, the little end of your colon down there, that appendix can be get filled with fluid also. And well, anyway, of course that's a little different. Sometimes you do have to take that out, but this thing about removing fat cells, that if I could just suck them out, if I could have less of them, that somehow I would be a healthier, better off person. And so here's the deal. Fat cells are not just mindless containers that hold calories for you. They're not a storage compartment, although that's what one of the uses of them are, to store extra calories. But what they're finding is that adipose tissue, or fat cells, is part of your endocrine system. Now, endocrine, by definition, is the hormonal system of glands and tissues within your body which produce chemical messengers called hormonal influence to help manage internally your blood pressure, your immune system, your body's ability to fight infection, your body's ability to stay cool, to feel like you want to fool around, to feel like you need to sleep. All of these, these actions are controlled and mediated internally through the endocrine system. And your fatty tissue, your adipose tissue, is a major endocrine organ. It's not just there. In other words, you need it. You need it all. You don't need it to be so full of calories, but you need those cells. And like I explained to people when they come in and we sit down, and after the consultation, if they choose to move with us with the plan, I do what they call a BMI, a body fat analysis. That's how much of your body has been replaced with fat versus lean muscle. And a BMI is a machine which is very effective. We have it in the office. It's called a BIA 310, and it has a printout, and it gives you a target recommendations. And basically, it calculates your body fat percentage, your resting caloric intake, what they call your basal metabolic rate, and that's your set point, how many calories you eat every day. If you were to sleep for 24 hours, that's how many calories you burn, is that BMR. It also calculates your total body water, how well hydrated you are. It also gives us a ratio of intracellular water, good healthy water within the cells, and extracellular water, which is water that's outside of the cells. And that ratio should be about 80% internal, 20% outside of the cells. So a BMI, your body mass index, is one of the leading flags, one of the leading easy things you can test to determine your chances of having heart attacks, strokes, cancer, arthritis, and all kinds of other health problems, is your body fat percentage. Now, it used to be 20, 30, 40 years ago, they would do blood work to look to see if you have high blood pressure. They might look to see if your cholesterol is high. They might do some examinations on cardiac stress testing, where they put you on EKGs and something to measure your breath and heart rate, and then put your body under stress exercising to see whether or not you have a problem with your heart or your cardiovascular system. Nowadays, the biggest risk factor, which is easy to see, easy to measure, is body fat percentage versus lean muscle mass. In other words, are you obese or not? Obesity, morbid obesity, even being overweight is proven through gazillions of studies and research that if you're maintaining too much body fat and compared to lean muscle mass, and you're also not exercising, you're not moving around, you're sedentary, and your diet is less than perfect, combine that with smoking, drinking alcohol, this is a huge, huge risk factor for premature death. I'm not just talking having a bad day. I'm talking dying. High body weight, sedentary, not moving around, not exercising, not eating good, healthy foods, stress, cigarette smoking, drinking alcohol in excess. Very, very bad situation, which leads to premature death, strokes, heart attacks, cardiovascular disease. So your body fat is what we're dealing with. You know how to stop smoking and how to exercise. Nobody has to tell you what to do. That's why there's these bridges out there nowadays. I don't walk the bridge. I attack the bridge. It's really helped me a lot. I used to complain that they put all these big bridges in and now you can't access the water. Everybody used to fish off the bridges, but I'm starting to love these bridges because every one of them has a 2 to 5 mile walk. You're going uphill, downhill. At the benches, at the tops are benches and chances to do push-ups and sit-ups. And so those are my little interval stops. And I'll tell you, man, I'm losing weight. I'm feeling better just from exercising. And as a result of it, my body fat percentages come way down. And I'm really proud to say I'm at the normal weight for body fat percentage. I'm right at about 23, 24%. Which is pretty good for me. When I first started this process and I got my lipo laser back in 2010, my body fat percentage was 34%. I was 30, that's obese, +4. And I weighed 265 pounds and I was exercising and I was eating pretty good. In fact, I liked to eat so much that I ate too much. But I made sure I had the best possible calories. You can bet on that. Nice fresh butter and lobster and seafood and, great Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. I'd only have the best pizzas I could find. Yeah, I was taking good care of myself, but I was exploding at the waistline. And I was challenged with a high blood sugar outcome. I started to have numbness and tingling in my feet, which was kind of weird. I didn't think that it was from diabetes. I just thought it was from getting older. I wasn't sure what it was from. And as it got worse on my left foot, it started to get numb. And I went, and of course, I'm a chiropractor, and I went and had my back checked and started making chiropractic adjustments to my spine. And, and it helped a little bit, but it didn't correct the problem. And it ended up being high blood sugar. And it was, I was in that transition from normal blood sugar to becoming diabetic. In that 2 or 3 or 5 years is when it happens for a lot of people. You don't realize those symptoms, what they are. You blame the excessive urination if you're getting up at night to just getting older, or drinking too much fluid during the day. The low energy eating to feel better is a big one. When your blood sugar is not controlled by the body, it's going up and down. You only feel better when you eat. You get kind of lethargic and sleepy until you have that energy drink, or you drink a soda or something, or you have something sweet, or just eating. And between meals, when you go 3 or 4 hours, you get sleepy because your blood sugar isn't managed, and it goes down, and you start to crash. And, these are the people that are falling asleep, drinking coffee to stay awake. And again, this is really classical signs of the early onset of type 2 diabetes. And I was suffering with that. And what happened was, I'm not alone when I tell you this. I do a lot of research and I read a lot about weight loss. And right now, I guess there's something like 350 million Americans right now in our population base, approximately. And an estimated 80 million, which is almost 1/3 of that whole group, will go on a diet every year. They make a decision. I'm going to lose some weight. I'm going to go on a diet. And they know why, because they want to be healthy, or they want to look better, or their family members pressing them to do something, but they go on a diet every year. Do you know the percentage of failure, of success of those people? 95% of those who choose to go on a diet, will fail to lose weight. I mean, you're talking, that's almost 90 something percent. That's 9 out of 10 of you that choose to go on a diet won't even come close to doing it. And of those 10% that are successful, only 5% of that 10 will be successful after 2 years. So the recidivism, when you lose weight, to go back to it is very, very prominent. And I love to say it, there's an old saying, if it were easy, then everyone would be doing it. And the truth is, there's a lot of people that are acting like it. They're dressing like it. They're wearing fitness clothing. I don't know about you, but I go out to the grocery stores, and my age group, which is in the 50s now, 40s, 50s, and 60s, they're all looking pretty athletic, with their clothing. But I'm not seeing much tone in their body. They're just wearing the tennis outfits and the black spandex, the workout pants, and they got the New Balance shoes and, the shapewear, without really making any real changes. So if it were easy, everyone would be doing it, and I found out that as I'm looking at life and I'm looking at the stats, that we are losing this game. We are losing the fat losing game. It's just not happening. We are currently experiencing an obesity epidemic of morbid obesity as of the last 30 years, which has the potential to crush our economy. It destroys your happiness and your way of life, and that's in spite of hundreds, if not thousands, of quick fix diets, diet programs, diet pills, daily injections, YouTube videos, YouTube offers. The internet is filled with weight loss things, Cabbage Patch. I can't even comprehend it all. There's stomach stapling, there's lap band surgery, there's new fad books, there's the Mediterranean diet, there's the cabbage diet, there's the keto diet now. Keto is everything. Eat fat and protein until your body burns fat and protein, and you'll cure yourself of diabetes by doing keto. I'd like to see that. There's magazine articles, TV shows. The list would go on and on. As a practicing doctor of chiropractic for over 30 years, I've seen and read about pretty much all of it. It used to be easier back then. I like to say back then, when we used to have the Ford Maverick to lose weight and be more active. There wasn't the same development of technology. I remember you used to have to get up to change the channel on the TV. You actually had to get up to turn down the advertising. We used to wind watches, tie our shoes. It's the truth is this new technology has been a double-edged sword. It's so nice to be able to have so much information in your hand on that smartphone, but then you're not really out meeting people. You're not out socializing as much because you're getting all this content on the little cell phone. And I think we're getting something called, I call it tech neck. You know what tech neck is? Tech neck is when you're looking down all the time at your phone, and next thing you know, your neck is in a permanently curved position in the wrong way. I mean, this is becoming an epidemic. I was reading in some of my publications, and after they call it tech neck, and it's laptop neck. It's crazy. So, with all these machines and the abundance of cheap food, we're in trouble. Oh my gosh. Look around, go to this Publix, ask your friends. I'll tell you how devastating it is. And then I'm going to I just had a caller on the line. I want to do a testimonial. It's so devastating that, and this is a medical statistic. This is the truth. 40%. That's 4 out of every 10. That's 400 out of every 1,000. That's 4,000 out of every 100,000, right? Or 10,000 females are morbidly overweight. That means they're more than 30% obese. They're 40% obese. That means that 40% of their body has turned to fat. And 60% of their body is lean muscle mass. And this is 40% of adult females in America. That should be enough to scare the heck out of you. These aren't people that we don't care about. These are our mothers, our sisters, our grandmothers. Mainly, it's very it preys on people over 50 and 60 because the lack of exercise and the not eating less. It really hits them very hard, and they don't even realize that they're 30 and 40% body fat. But to think that 40% of them are now 30% more likely to have heart disease, 30 to 40% more likely to suffer stroke or have a cancer from this extra body fat. Wow, something's got to be done. And that's what I'm doing here. That's why I'm here every Tuesday, 8 years now, sharing this story about how a laser can help you to look better and to feel better and to get rid of inches and motivate you to make a change. I mean, there's nothing as effective as seeing quick results, getting results. Without diet and exercise in the beginning, it's really very true. So I'm going to go over this and explain exactly what I explained to all of my clients that come in. I'm going to do a little brief consultation in a moment, as if you, my wonderful listeners, were out there sitting in the office asking questions. I have a few questions that are already pre-written down that some of my clients have asked me. I'm going to answer them on the air here so you can sit in as if it was a consultation. But without any further ado, I would like to do my testimonial. And she's waiting very patiently. Ronnie, are you there?
Yes. Hi, Dr. Tread. How are you?
Hey, good. I got to raise my level of tone there. Good. Thank you for giving us a call.
Thank you, because I am a happy person. I came to you because I was concerned about the level of fat around my middle, and I just heard you talking about that. That's a big problem for women my age. And although I eat very healthfully and I exercise maybe 4 or 5 times a week, I wasn't losing the fat around my middle. And I was very concerned about that.
Sure.
So that's why I came to you. And I am very, very happy with the results.
Nice.
After 9 treatments, I lost 4¼ inches. I think I continue to lose more. I'm well aware of what it takes to remain on a healthy diet and to continue with my exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And the staff was amazing. Very, very caring and concerned. Did everything they could to encourage. So it was a good experience, a very good experience, so much so that I talked to my sister who lives up north. She is morbidly obese, and I suggested, let me put it that way, I suggested that she come down here and try it. And she runs a business, so I wasn't
That's a
sure.
touchy situation with people. Do you think maybe you should do something about all that extra weight you got?
No,
Are you calling me fat?
She was already
I
talking about doing something,
I know.
and I just felt this would be a good beginning and would change her mindset to the point that she would be happier because she would see some quick results. And it worked.
She
It
came.
worked. She came.
She received.
She received.
And she left a happier and thinner person, right?
Yes. Amazing differences for her. Amazingly different.
Yeah, she called 3 weeks ago and did her own testimonial. So some of the listeners probably remember Jill, and it was great. Yeah, she was. It was.
And I got to spend some time with her, which was nice too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It has. It's something when you find something that it's an assist. It's a laser. It doesn't care if you're black, white, politically, what your partisanship is. It doesn't care if you're tall or thin or short. It removes fat wherever you put it, and a series of treatments very safely will reduce those inches. And we got the machine, and we got the technique, and that's fantastic.
And I talk about that safety because there were no downsides from it whatsoever. It really is safe. It's comfortable. It's easy. You get to relax, maybe even learn a little meditation because while you're going through the treatments, it's a quiet time.
Yeah. I heard if there's no pain, there's no gain. That's what I was always taught. You got to suffer if you want to get through this. And I'm like, no, not at the Slim Body. No suffering here.
Right.
Only my staff from having so many people come in all the time.
No,
they're not suffering.
It was good. And it really, I mean, there was never a time where I had, I couldn't fit it in some way. And I made the trek from Port St. Lucie to Stewart. So that's an accomplishment.
Your sister has you beat. She made it from Jersey.
Right.
Came just for this. So she was more motivated than you.
Yes, right. Well, she's gone back a happy camper, and I certainly, people have said to me, and I didn't tell everybody in the beginning, people have said to me, oh my gosh, what have you done? What have you done? You have changed your body completely. What have you done?
Right.
So I feel comfortable in recommending anyone to go through this program. I also know that you need to follow it and follow it afterwards as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, life is about accumulating calories. That's what our existence really has been for thousands and thousands of years. Is food was scarce, and now we have a lot of it, and we haven't figured that out. That hey, you don't need to eat all the time. It's too much of it. Too much of a good thing.
Right.
So that's why we have to always be vigilant, always be watching the door. You know, it's just like your home. You know, lock my door. I try to be vigilant with that because you never know. And the world's changing, and you should probably lock your door when you sleep at night. It doesn't mean because you did it once that you never have to do it again. It's the way life goes, and watching your food, knowing the calories, knowing when you're starting to slip back into those habits is a very important part of life. If you want to have a full life and enjoy your retirement and enjoy your, when you don't have to work anymore.
Exactly.
All right, Ronnie. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
You did great.
And,
I appreciate it.
you.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. No, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. No. Okay.
All right. Well, you have a good day.
Okay, Ronnie. Bye-bye.
Right. Bye-bye.
Well, thank you.
I thank you too. Yeah, isn't that great? Wow, it's something that you burst with enthusiasm inside when you realize how much people are suffering without help, how little help they really have. And when you find something that is just almost too good to be true, I think that's one of the biggest problems with it is it just seems too easy.
Absolutely.
And you start comparing it against some of the negative reviews you see online and other people that have failed. I'll tell you, when it comes to these kinds of procedures, a lot of times it's the person will throw it back on the procedure saying that it didn't work for them. I was reading some of our reviews from years ago, and 3 of them were very negative. Tried it, didn't work for me. It was a scam. And as I looked at the name of the person, I was able to go on. They only had 1 visit. It was like a Groupon offer. They only did 1 visit of a 9-session plan, yet made a determination of negative and a scam because of 1 service. That's like, if you have I use the example of a math tutor. If your child is struggling in math and the best teacher is available who helps everybody, and the kid only has 1 day with them, and then you go back and say it was a scam, it didn't work. No, it's a process. That's like getting on a bus from Washington to Key West, jumping off somewhere around Carolina and saying that it's a scam. It's not getting us there. We're not there. They lied. It's a process. And most of the reviews that I've seen are people that didn't even do the process. Some of them, I don't even know who they are, which leads you suspect. We don't have a lot of negative reviews. They're out there, though. If you're not successful, you don't have any criticism. Once you get successful, believe me, you get criticism. So some of the issues that people go through, I'll tell you right now, people that are over 50 struggle more than people that are under 50. Let's just get that right up front. There is a hormonal component that has to do with aging. As you get older, your hormonal messengers, that hormonal endocrine system that I had talked about, it either becomes overstressed. In other words, it's you've been to the bank too many times and you're low on cash because you've been taking too much out, and that would be fatigue syndrome, adrenal fatigue, and over lots of stress from always being on the fight or flight response. That side of the stick that you're always concerned when the hammer is going to come down, and problems with relationships or emotional problems and worrying about health issues and things like that. They can lead to a really depletion of your normal happy hormones, which happy hormones allow you to keep a good muscle tone and low body fat happy hormones. So you can run them out too early in life and have a real drop off when you're even in your 30s and 40s from this. For most of you, however, it's something that happens after 50, 55. In women, they call it menopause, and that would be known as a drop, a cessation of having your normal period. You're not producing, the ovary isn't kicking out the eggs anymore, so your menstrual cycle has stopped. And what happens is the progesterone, which is part of the 50% of your cycle, the 28-day cycle is estrogen and progesterone. The progesterone goes way down and estrogen becomes very dominant. And when you have estrogen dominance, you start to put calories on and you become more adipose collective versus lean muscle when you're younger. In men, it's called andropause. And we call it andropause because an androgen is a male sex hormone. Those are the male sex hormones, the testosterone and such. So andropause is a drop in testosterone in men. And when you start to lower testosterone, those ratios, the balance between the amount of estrogen you have and the amount of testosterone necessary to be lean and have lots of muscle strength, the testosterone starts to drop down, and that will start to accumulate this estrogen dominant feature. And once you become estrogen dominant, you end up having this excess body fat starts to collect on the pretty much on the outer part of the body. On men, you'll see it as a big belly that is still has some softness to it. And also they'll get the male boobs, the moobs, the chest fat around their armpits, fat around their back. They become, almost barrel chested. And that has a lot to do with that drop in testosterone and that increased ratio of estrogen. And in women, when they go into menopause, they pretty much will start to develop hip, thighs, and belly fat around the midsection. Now, these are the people that you would see as a pear shape. There's two basic body types that they like to talk about a lot on the internet and in medical circles. That's the apple and the pear. So the apple is like an apple. They're round and they're usually overeaters. They're people that just eat too much and aren't exercising. And the apple has they have weight in their face, weight in their arms, weight around their midsection, round, hips, legs, all the way down to their feet. Those are people that really are just eating too much and not exercising. And those are called apples. The pear is the person, usually female. It can be a female who has a beautiful shaped face, very little fat around their face. Their arms are good. Their upper chest, around the bra is okay. And then it gets down below their rib cage and it turns into a kind of like a spare tire, like an inner tube tied around just around their midsection. And then right when you go past the hips, it turns into nice thin legs. They're definitely not overeaters, these people. And this is what we call an endocrine presentation or a sugar issue, which means high blood sugar, sexual hormones that are out of whack, high estrogen, adrenal fatigue syndrome, thyroid issues, which are being preyed upon by the functional medicine people, in my opinion. Sometimes they come in, we can reset your thyroid, we can reset your hormones, we can reset your body's BMR, and it's really hard to believe any of that without diet and exercise and lots of serious habit changes. You can't do it with supplements, really, people. You really have to. Supplements without exercise and without eating better is useless. Just like hormone replacement is too. If you're at the bioidentical hormone guy and you're getting patches and creams and injections and you're not exercising, you're not cleaning up your diet, you're really wasting your money. You're not going to make those changes. But I'll tell you, when you combine sane, safe hormone replacement therapy, it combine that with exercise and a good, clean diet, now you've got a win-win situation that can really make some huge changes for people. One of the benefits of the Slim Body Laser Spa is when people are struggling in these 50-year-old, this type people, we help people that are over 50 who have struggled with weight or have failed at weight loss. It's one of our key people. Or maybe you're unhappy due to excessive fat accumulation around your belly, in your hips, your thighs, excessive arms, that are droopy, back fat where its rolls are kind of, you see them around the bra, double chin, triple chin. They should also, one of the things that's really good is these people you get better results if you have good habits. And we look for clients who are willing to do whatever it takes when it comes to help themselves. And that doesn't mean surgical procedures or enduring any pain. I mean being willing to eat better, to get enough sleep, to look at stress. These clients are going to get a lot better result from Slim Body and from hormone replacement than ones that won't. At the Slim Body Laser Spa, we deal with people who are disgusted and are very unhappy about their body. And man, I hear it every day in consultations when I prod and poke around a little bit about why are you here? Why do you think that this is something that can help you? Why are you willing to spend the money? Have you tried exercise and diet? Why are you feeling this way? And oh, you hear about the disgust. They're disgusted with their middle back, their stomach. A lot of our clients are people who are just too busy, and they're successful in their lives. They have businesses, they have jobs, they have families, and they're looking for an easier, faster way with less discipline to lose weight and or to slim and trim their specific body areas. That is absolutely a fact. A huge percentage of our clients, even in their 30s and 40s, a lot of the younger people who have found success in business, all of a sudden they realize, I can't get to the gym anymore. I'm not able to, I find myself going out on the weekends, and now we have this beautiful boat that we love to have. And we go to the Bahamas or we go down to the Keys, and it's just drinking alcohol. And it's coming back and gaining 3 and 4 or 5 pounds after a weekend of relaxing. And when you're in your 40s and 30s, 40s and 50s, it seems like it's okay that you're going to be able to bounce back, and you can, but these people come into the spa because they want to enjoy a little bit of alcohol. They want to sometimes have 2 or 3 days where they just lay at the pool and somebody feeds them grouper fingers. There's nothing wrong with that. You just can't do it every day. And the laser spa, Slim Body laser services can counteract those extra calories that you're slamming on within reason and maintain and sustain a better shape, a better health profile. We measure these. We measure it with BMI, BMR. We take pictures. We have a history of your weight gain and weight loss. And, we're the first ones to call somebody out. Hey, listen, you're starting to fall back into these old habits and these old patterns. Come on in, do the alumni, 66% discount, have some laser visits, get plugged back into what worked for you. And, don't give up. Get back in it. And that's one of our strong points is we're there. A lot of our clients are alumni. In fact, our number one source of income in the last 8 years has been resigns, alumni, people that have come back that want to do it and are now making it part of their lifestyle. And that was always my dream. I didn't want to just have a lipo place that just sucked fat out. You never saw them again or something like that. I know they make gazillions of dollars, but they also have their bad side too. I wanted something that people could make part of their life, like a VIP membership that's effective and allows people to be party girl if they want, to be the party guy, to go on a tour, a craft beer tour. I know Michael's smiling when I say that. The boy likes craft beer. He's not a drinker. He just likes the best.
I like to taste my beer.
Right? Yeah. You love craft beer. The different flavors and how it's made. And there's nothing wrong with that. As you get older, you'll find that it'll start to accumulate belly fat, and it's nice to have the laser as I think it should be required for all craft beer tasters.
Okay.
Yeah. They should all have to come into the laser so that way they can live longer to enjoy the flavors.
There you go.
So I know it sounds almost like a pipe dream, but it really is how it works, people. I can prove that. So we also specialize in people who have been recently diagnosed with a weight-related health problem, which is everything. Type 2 diabetes, vascular disease, high blood pressure, cholesterol medications, high HDL or LDL, or you want to stop taking these drugs. Maybe you've been recently diagnosed with fatty liver disease. How about that? Newly diagnosed non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. I know you're out there. I hear it on my consultations all the time. Learning that you have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease can be overwhelming. You may have a lot of questions, and you're not alone. There's some great literature. The American Liver Foundation has some information about non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And I can tell you that everybody has heard about cirrhosis from an alcoholic who drinks too much alcohol, right? Mickey Mantle, I think, had to have the liver transplant, didn't he? From the alcoholism, was he the one that had it and then failed?
I don't. One of Lou Gehrig had Lou Gehrig's disease. I don't remember anything about Mickey Mantle, but that was before my time.
Yeah. So what happened is they used to, when people drank too much alcohol, your liver becomes cirrhotic and you die from it. And that's called alcoholic fatty liver disease. Well, what's happening is from the sugar that we're eating and this processed food diet and this lack of exercise, the liver cannot process all this garbage we're putting into it. And what happens is some of the fat starts to infiltrates into the liver itself. And when the fat gets into the liver itself, it forms cysts, fatty pockets. And your liver is a detoxifying organ. You need all the liver to work properly. If half of it is clogged with fat, that becomes what they call non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. You got that? Didn't he have a liver transplant, right?
I've got the article from 1995. It says, after 40 years of hard living and heavy drinking, Hall of Famer Mickey Mantle has liver cancer and needs a transplant within weeks to survive. So he was severely jaundiced, in pain, and too weak to get out of bed.
So that same thing can happen from a really bad diet. And it's called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And it's the same etiology. The causation is from alcohol, but remember that fructose and sugar is alcohol. Alcohol is sugar. And that excessive amount creating this problem will lead the fat to become whatever you put in it all the time. So if you're putting a lot of fat into your system, you're going to have fatty liver disease. That's no fun at all. So it's and this is clinical here. It says NAFLD, which is the acronym for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, is a buildup of extra fat within the liver cells that is not caused by alcohol. It is normal for the liver to contain some fat. However, if more than 5 to 10% of a liver's total weight is fat, then it's called a fatty liver or steatosis. Fatty liver tends to develop in people who are overweight or obese or who have diabetes, high cholesterol, and high triglycerides. Rapid weight loss and poor eating habits also lead to fatty liver disease. A common condition in patients with fatty liver disease is insulin resistance. The body does not respond normally to insulin. Well, hello. I think I'm talking to 70% of the nation right now. Okay, 70% of all adults in America are on some kind of medication for triglycerides or cholesterol, or have diabetes, have high cholesterol, they're overweight. Some people develop it even if they don't have any risk factors, and it affects about 25% of the people in the United States. Symptoms can occur from this too. They may include fatigue, weakness, weight loss, loss of appetite, nausea, abdominal pain, spider-like blood vessels. Have you seen those around people's ankles or around their belly button? Yellowing of the skin and eyes from jaundice, itching all the time, scratching. How about that? You didn't know that. Fluid buildup and swelling of the legs, edema, and abdominal fluid retention called ascites, which is the people that have these big round bellies, and mental confusion. Wow, that doesn't sound like anything fun. So doctors prescribe medications that help treat conditions, from fatty liver, like insulin resistance, diabetes, cholesterol, high triglycerides. Some doctors recommend vitamin E. Also, eating a healthy diet. And oh God, don't tell me I have to eat a healthy diet, doc. And I got to exercise regularly. I'm in the exercise witness protection program. So when they say I have to exercise, I'm hiding. And that's really common. We have that little sticker on the wall there. I'm in the fitness protection program. So you got to eat a healthy diet and exercise regularly, and that can prevent damage from starting, and it can even reverse it in its early stages. So, if you're concerned about your liver, go see your doctor regularly and have your liver checked, have some blood work. Talk to ways to improve your health of your liver. Talk to your doctor about all the medications you take, over-the-counter medications, prescriptions, supplements. These can put a lot of stress on your liver and create the problems, the symptoms from a liver that's already overtaxed. Lose weight if you're overweight or obese. There you go. Give us a call. Slim Body Laser Spa. Lower your cholesterol and triglycerides. Now, I would rather see you do that through diet than through medication, because once you take those meds, they affect the liver. That's how cholesterol medications work. They have an effect on your liver, and they stop your body from making cholesterol, but at a price. There's a price to pay. Some people get pains in their muscles. They get swelling. I'd rather you lower your cholesterol and triglycerides by making better food choices. Control your diabetes, take your blood sugar regularly, make sure it's not too high, and avoid alcohol. Wow, I might as well just pack it in. All right. So if you're interested in a free consultation with me, you give us a call, 772-223-5885. Go online. Go to my Facebook page. I believe the post for the $49 one-time visit is in the post there. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see a Facebook ad, and it goes right to the website, which sends you the link back, and then you can book it. You can call the office. Christine is there. I picked up the phone yesterday at 6:00. I booked 3 people after 6. A husband and a wife from Port St. Lucie that have been seeing our stuff. He recently had his diabetes get worse, and the doctor told him, if you don't lose weight, you're going to be on this meds the rest of your life. He's only in his early 50s. So there's still a good chance for him. And there is, even if you're in your 80s or 90s. So they're coming in, him and his wife. And then we have, I just want to pick a shout out to Golden Boy. Golden Boy is our newest client, who is a 58-year-old professional wrestler. He's moonlighting as a dentist, and he's traveling around with the wrestling group, the tour group, and his niche is Golden Boy. And he won his championship belt of his group Monday, and he cracked a rib.
Oh.
In other words, I don't know if he cracked a rib, but he sure looked bruised to me. And he's so happy. He's been doing the laser, getting rid of some belly fat, looking better. So, yes, we have a whole wonderful people that come in. And, I just can't say enough for my clients and how much fun we're having. So if you'd like to come on in, get some fat, we'll chew the fat. We'll see if we can help you. Free consultations. Prices are affordable. We have all kinds of help available to you. So if you're interested, what do you got to do? Go online. Say Dr. Tread Slim Body Laser Spa. And thank you so much. I will hear from you this week. Thank you.